welcome to Ink and Imagination. My name's Tabbi.
And my name's Sarah. Hi.
Hello, we're back with our professional setup. Turns out we did learn how to sync the sounds in the video and everything.
Who could have guessed? That's so exciting.
Our new episode is not online yet as we're recording, but it's going online tomorrow.
Yes.
And then we will see what our 7 listeners think.
I'm so excited. But today we're gonna talk about a book that has been a bit of a debate between us. Because
I don't know, there's not a lot to debate, to be honest. It sucks.
I started reading it because I saw it on TikTok and Instagram a lot. It's called The Book of Azrael. It is a fantasy romance book.
Debatable.
I guess. And it's been super popular on my feed. I quite liked it in the beginning, and then Tabbi got on it and hated the shit out of it. But before we get to this, I would like to ask you a little warm-up question. What are you currently reading, Tabbi?
Okay, so hear me out. It was an audiobook again that was available in the library.
Okay, and see, instantly when you say this, my expectations drop to 0.
Just for everyone who has not listened to the episode last time where I started with that, last time the audiobook that was available was Morning Glory Milking Farm.
It was a cry for help, in my opinion.
I did enjoy it a lot. No, it was actually really good. And this time was Filthy Rich Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed an audiobook because I was crocheting a blanket for my little baby niece.
Oh,
yeah. And I had already crocheted for 50 plus hours.
50 plus years.
Yeah. So I just needed whatever was available right now. And it's 4 books in the series and 3 were immediately available. I was like, great, whatever it is about, I don't really care. I just need something to listen to while I crochet. And it's so good. I'm on the 3rd book already. So it is about a filthy rich vampire. So basically about vampire billionaires. And obviously also like mating bonds and stuff.
Of course.
And all of the other like fantasy creatures in this world. But also like betrayal and politics and like vampire politics, but also general fantasy creature politics.
Okay.
And so far it has been in San Francisco, Paris, and now we're in Greece. And they just hopped over to Venice. So also just the location's so cool.
That's what I wanted to ask about. I wanted to ask if it's like in the real world or if it's like super,
yes, vampires are real.
Yes, period.
And
as we know, it's common knowledge.
Obviously, at least if you are an Ink and Imagination listener. So no, it's actually really, really good. And also like the way they work out their issues, they communicate. Of course, there are issues with a 1,000-year-old vampire.
You would think that. I think they have some baggage.
And a 22-year-old.
Of course. Of course. Good Lord. It's always the same thing.
It is. But.
And it's also the woman that's always like younger.
True. Maybe we should write like Filthy Rich Vampire reverse trope.
Yes. I'd love that.
But also it's so cool because vampires live in a matriarchy.
Oh.
And the entire time they say things like, well, this is the room for the husbands where they can go and play when the women need to talk and discuss politics and stuff. And it
sounds like it's right up my alley.
And every time they talk about, well, women are just like the stronger and more powerful beings. And then he's like, I was raised with these conservative views on society and stuff. And I'm like, like that is so reverse and I love that so much.
That's so good.
Yeah,
oh my God, I enjoy that. Okay, that actually sounds really quite funny as well.
No, it is very so good.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
Big fan. Okay. Oh my God, I feel like I have to put it on my list now.
I would love to do an episode about that.
Okay, that's very convincing, honestly. No, good on you.
Yes.
I'm reading a book right now. It's called The Mile High Club.
Ah, yes. There will be an episode coming.
Yeah, because Tabbi already read it. And I'm just at the beginning. I am just, for all of you who read it, it is spoiler free now. I'm just reading this bit where they're both in the plane. It's, okay, wait, I need to start differently. It's a hockey romance, I think, because it is about, you follow a professional hockey player, like pro league, And they even have like their private jet, you know, that kind of like pro hockey gaming. And a stewardess, I think, because these are the two characters that we currently have introduced. And he's on the plane on this.
I think she's Stevie.
Yeah, her name's Stevie, and his name's
Look at me,
Evan Zanders, I want to say.
Oh yeah.
And and they're currently on like the plane of the team, and he's being a total ass to her. Like she's being the stewardess on that plane, and he's being a total ass. And I like the book ish, but I don't know.
How many percentages are you in though?
Like 4.
Okay, well,
obviously, but like he's such a prick. And then I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. Like obviously, surely he can change and he will be made very redeemable. But right now, it's just like, you're annoying. You're annoying the hell out of me. And I find it such a red flag when men treat service staff unprofessionally and like rude. You know?
Yeah, totally.
So
I agree.
I'm like, you're giving me the ick, dude. So yeah, that's all I know about the book so far. But I hope Stevie, the stewardess, kicks his butt to the moon and turns him into someone who's actually nice.
Well, we will see, and also we will talk about it.
Yeah.
In a future episode. I don't know when it's coming. I think September 5th or whatever is what we penciled.
Yeah.
But it's penciled in very much. So
yes, nothing here is ever scheduled or professionally handled.
Well, we have actually scheduled the episode for tomorrow, so
yeah, that's about the most we can do. Anywho, let's talk.
The Book of Azrael. I have to say, whenever we hear, oh, it's like trending on TikTok, it's very much hit or miss.
Yeah, true.
So it can be great, but I think if it's trending on TikTok and it's great, that's more of a coincidence.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like there's gotta be, I always believe in the community, and I always like, there's gotta be something. There's gotta be a reason as to why this is popular.
I was forced to read not just the Book of Azrael, but also Zodiac Academy.
I know.
I have no faith in anyone anymore.
True. Because both were books that were happening on TikTok and Instagram a lot. And both books that I picked.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was also both books that were not happening on my internet.
Yeah, which is funny. Because like I gave you this and you were like, oh, no, it is. Like there's a lot of reviews. There's a lot of...
yeah, I had never heard of the Book of Azrael. Yeah. To be fair, Zodiac Academy, you also gave me as one of the shittiest books ever.
True. I told you that in advance. You knew.
That was also the trope that we had for that episode. Like I gave you my most hated book and you gave me your worst hated book.
Yeah.
So that was what we were prepared for with Zodiac Academy, to hate it very much. The Book of Azrael, you actually liked when you were like, hey.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
Because also we were talking about books to read, and I read so much more and so much faster than Sarah does.
No need to rub it in.
No, that's why we were like trying to find a book that I could read in the meantime.
Yeah.
Because we had books that you were supposed to read. Because honestly, the catalog of books I have read that Sarah just needs to look into is pretty big.
Yeah, true.
But I was also like, well, maybe give me one of the books you have read or are reading.
Yeah.
So that I can also just start that.
Yeah.
And also I was like going on vacation 4 days later or whatever. And she was like, yeah, I'm reading the Book of Azrael right now. It's really high, blah, blah, blah. And it's so good. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I started reading it. And immediately, I think on like page 2, I texted you. I was like, this is giving major Zodiac Academy vibes.
I know. And I was surprised that you said it so early because I hadn't noticed up to that point. I think by the time she started reading it, I was in about like 40 or 50% even. And I wasn't exactly flying through the book, but it was going down quite easy, and I wasn't really giving it a lot of thought. And then once you started pointing out like the mistakes of it, I was like, oh my God,
it was like
I'm reading garbage.
It was like that How I Met Your Mother episode when you hear like glass shattering.
Oh, yeah.
When someone tells you about like the flaws of another person.
Yeah.
And
I know
like,
exactly.
I told her, and she was like,
Yeah.
glass shattering.
I'm like, oh my
walls
God, I can
coming
see
down.
it. Yeah, like it was like my eyes were opened. It was literally that kind of experience. But to maybe ease in a little bit, who are the main? Yeah,
You can say.
long story short.
Yes.
This will make sense later, I promise. But to long story short, there are two main characters that we're following. One is called Diana, and Diana has been a human at some point. This whole story plays very much in our like recent world as we know it, roughly.
Kind of, it is a different world, but it's kind of like our world.
Yeah, so like they also have cars, they wear what we wear, they've got phones, these kind of things. But they do say it's like alternative in the sense of that there's obviously magical beings and all of that.
No, but also it's not our world. It's a different world, but it's kind of like our world.
Yeah, yes. Let's leave it at that. In that, now I totally lost my train of thought.
Diana.
Yeah, Diana. So she was a human once because there was a crazy plague that never really gets explained actually.
In my head, it was just COVID-19.
Yeah. And then like her parents died, and then her sister was on the verge of death. And so she made a pact with the devil essentially, and then turned into like this supernatural being. And ever since is essentially employed by the
devil's name was like Chad or Zayden or
Caden.
Caden.
Yes.
That makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Also, Caden has a big beef with Drake.
Oh yeah, actually. Drake is another side character, but Tabbi was having trouble with the names.
Because like, how are you supposed to take like a big god, super powerful being seriously?
If his name is Chad.
Chad.
To be fair, in my head, Caden wasn't like a Chad name.
No, it is though.
Okay. Yeah.
It is like one of those your name is a tragedy names.
Yeah, it's definitely not one of these like ancient, like powerful sounding names. I'll give you that one.
Azrael, for example.
And then so that's the first character. So Diana, human turned into, do they ever say what she is? They do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
I don't know. Like
I also forgot what it was like.
It's a fantasy word, but she's like this creature.
Yeah, like a vampire wyvern
demon. Yeah. And then there is this like all powerful god, and his name is Samkiel. Liam. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. His god name is Samkiel. Samkiel. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And his human name is Liam. And yeah, he's from like the gods' world essentially, because when there's hell, there's also heaven. There's this whole other universe where all the gods lived, but the gods had an all-out war that made like the world fall apart that they lived in. And he kind of lives in the ruins of this now.
So his nickname is the World Ender.
Exactly. And his and yeah, Diana lives on Earth.
The only thing he was ending was my patience.
But yeah, let's get into that. So what happens in the book?
So honestly, the plot genuinely doesn't really matter. They're looking for what is this thing when they're looking for things that don't really matter?
Huh? What are you saying?
It's a thing, like the suitcase in Pulp Fiction, or like a cube thingy with Avengers. It's called this. Like you're looking for something to further the plot, but the thing in itself genuinely doesn't matter.
Oh my God, I know exactly what you mean. I don't know. It's the
MacGuffin.
Yes. Oh, you're so smart for that. Look at you.
So they're looking for the MacGuffins.
Oh, it took us like 5 minutes to get there.
Like, and you just saw an actual depiction of our brains working.
Yes.
And we don't know what it does. It doesn't matter what it does. It's just the Book of Azrael is the MacGuffin in the story, and they need it for reasons.
Yes.
Also never explained.
True. Not really.
That's why I say it's a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Which I already think is a very lazy form of storytelling. If you need a MacGuffin that doesn't do anything and it's never explained or whatever, just to drive the plot forward, you don't have a plot.
Fair enough, yeah.
And then also, the other thing is, you can still like do interesting things when you're looking like for a MacGuffin, but they're not. They just do the same thing over and over and over again with the same issues coming up over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Because they trying to look for the book of Azrael, but they can also teleport, beam, whatever, to instantly to wherever they need to go.
Yeah.
But that would be too easy, and there would not be a book if they would just teleport to the book of Azrael.
Yeah.
So instead, they find a very flimsy excuse of why they need to do like a road trip or whatever, or like fly in planes.
They, by the way, being obviously
Diana
Liam and
and
Diana, who obviously are on the very other end of the scale, like heaven and hell kind of situations, but are very quickly driven to work together. And
reasons.
therefore, from enemies, quickly become to at least collaborators to then obviously become lovers later. But yeah, first all of the road tripping.
Yeah, exactly. And so for like 5 or 6 situations, it's the exact same. So they need to go somewhere. They go there by like car or plane or whatever kind of like normal people device, because that also of course takes up a lot more pages if they have to travel through things. They need to find a motel, they need to find food, etc., blah blah blah. Then they meet a person specifically chosen by Diana every single time. So Diana says like, hey, I know someone.
Oh yeah.
And everybody's like, great, let's go there. And then they talk to them and they were like, oh yeah, I can help you. Just give me 5 minutes. And everybody is sitting there waiting. And then they're either waiting for things or they're drinking poison tea or like eating poison food or whatever. And then trusting anyone Diana just says, hey, I know that person. And then they're either poisoned or attacked, or both poisoned and attacked.
Because the person that's supposed to help always ends up betraying them.
Every
Single time. And I'm like, I thought at some point they would learn from this, you know, that maybe, and also that the book would start telling a different story. But like, they just don't. And after like the 4th or 5th time, I'm like, really? Really? And then even when at one point they're trying to like they're trying to do like a double kind of plot where they're like, oh, they are betraying you, but they're not. They're playing like both sides. In the end, it actually turns out so simple that they were betraying you. And I'm like, really? Really? Like, oh my God.
It's so bad.
And it's like, it's honestly just, it's terrible. And like the way why we were laughing about long story short was because whenever Diana suggests one of these people and she's like, oh, I've got a helpful idea, I've got someone we can talk to.
How do you know them, Diana?
Well, long story short. And then she always says something, let's just say we're not on speaking terms exactly. Or I don't know, long story short, I shot him to death or whatever, you know. And it's always like you know, she's being, I think they're trying to make her look so cool and
she's
so
not
casual. And in the beginning, and that's why I enjoyed the book, I actually thought she's kind of like kick-ass in the sense that she is a female villain who is literally a villain. She's just a bad person. Like, she kills people. She has little remorse for that. She's very much like, if you tell me I need to eliminate someone, I will. And I might even take a little bit of joy in that. And I thought that's a new perspective. Like, I haven't read that in a while. So I was like, you know what? I actually kind of like this. But in the end, they're really trying. They're going overkill with this so much, like trying to make her look so cool. And like, long story short.
Yeah, she also cannot have a regular conversation. Like,
oh, yeah, I know. Not for the life of her.
No. Mm-mm. She has never heard any human or AI talk.
It's rough sometimes, yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
And also my biggest pet peeve in books is if the author treats the reader as dumb.
Oh yeah, they were explaining like every stupid little
that, and also just having the same story happen 6 times with the exact same plot issue with the exact same. I'm not that dumb. Nobody is that dumb. Don't treat your readers like fucking morons.
They did the Men in Black thing where they're like, you forgot, right? By the next chapter.
Literally.
No. I unfortunately remember.
Then, so again, Diana doesn't know how to talk, only suggests stupid things to do. And also, even if she doesn't suggest like meeting someone that will betray them eventually, she also always chooses the worst thing she could possibly choose to make every situation significantly worse.
Yeah, because usually there's like a plan that they have, like they're plotting something, they're planning something.
I think honestly, my 1.5-year-old niece in her Kita group comes up with better plans already.
Yeah, because the thing is, as I said, like they make plans. They're usually like a smallish group of people who need to come into action, and she's always like, I can't be bothered waiting around, sitting,
every time,
like doing nothing. I'm gonna go off on my own and solve this problem, and then she makes it worse. And you're like, girl, what the hell? You literally just made a plan 5 minutes ago. Just sleep. Go to sleep for like 12 hours. You wake up and then you go do the plan.
Often the plan was her idea in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
And then she's still like,
it's literally exactly that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There was one ruse at the end where, and this is a slight spoiler, where they say like they're going to go as someone else. By the way, okay, I actually need to spoiler this full on because this story plot, like this plot point, was the stupidest thing. They're going to the house of an all-powerful witch. Like, I think someone who really has like so much experience, who's been alive for I think thousands of years, and what they're wearing is like little bracelets that are gonna give them a disguise where they just look like they're different people, and it's also supposed to like hide their magic and stuff. And it really doesn't, because this all-powerful witch knows about magic and like the magic bracelets that were made. And so the plan in itself is already
how can an all-powerful witch know about magic?
Know about her own magic. Crazy. And so they go in there, and again, not only did Diana come up with a stupid plan, then secondly, did she not want to stick with it in the first place, and she had to be like roped back into it. And then third, obviously, they ended up betraying her, as everyone did prior, and they have learned nothing. And then lastly, the ruse that was so stupid got discovered like immediately, and everything just went to shit, and everyone was like, how did that happen? Oh my God.
Also, that happens every single time. They have like fake IDs and stuff. Also, never nothing.
Instantly discovered. I'm like, good Lord, if that happens, can we not just like skip the step of procuring these things every single time? If there's no point in having them. Exactly. So silly. And the funny thing about this is that she's like this all-powerful like demon person, and he's literally a god, and like it just makes it more ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. They are like, for being so powerful, they are so dumb.
Oh, I know. It's hilarious. Actually,
if that is a world ender, I think it was okay that the world ended.
Yes.
if these people ended the world, then probably a good thing.
Honestly.
And also I have to say, so of course Liam falls madly in love with Diana. There's no reason for that.
None at all.
No, there's not a single reason, because the entire time she can't talk properly, so she always just like bitches around.
Oh yeah, because she's so sassy.
Yeah,
she's so sassy. She's so cool. She
There's
doesn't care.
There's not a single regular sentence that comes out of her.
Yeah.
And then
it's all very crass.
It's so crass and so, oh my God, I'm so much better than everyone. Yes. That's exactly how she is, and also how she's described. So that's how she acts. Then she comes up with the stupid plans that never work out. She always suggests the person to go to, then they get betrayed. And even if she comes up with a stupid plan that everyone agrees to, she doesn't want to, and then Liam has to like roll her back in to... There's no reason for him to think she's even acceptable as like a being.
Do you want to know? I'm not sure if you remember, but what the reason was that he fell in love with her, other than her being so powerful and beautiful, because, like he looked at her, first glance was like, oh, she's so beautiful, but she's my enemy, so I cannot have her. Anyways,
I think he can sleep with her.
Yes, he has. From like the almighty God wars, he has nightmares and he has a lot of trauma, which I thought in the book was a good description. The way he's actually depressed in the beginning of the book, and I thought, well done, good job.
But that's also before I started reading.
Yes, but I genuinely thought that was good job.
Mm-hmm.
And but that means he can't sleep at night, he can't eat properly, blah blah blah. And then randomly, when he's on the road trips with Diana, he can just like sleep well next to her, because obviously they're sharing a bed, blah blah blah. And I thought it was so funny, because they really jump from like we're enemies to she's like, well, I guess you can like sleep in my bed. Like, I guess if it helps, I can like scratch your head. And I'm like, it's randomly out of the blue, so intimate. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, I think we should just like, try on the road. We're kind of like colleagues. We're like kind of teammates. I cuddle my teammates all the time, spoon them, hold them, no problem.
Yes.
I was like, that's so random. It's out of nowhere.
And yeah, out of nowhere. And they have zero chemistry. Like,
Oh, yeah.
no
Yeah, yeah,
chemistry whatsoever. And then every time, like, the chapter switches to Liam's perspective and he suddenly explains, like, how hot he finds her. You're like, huh? I
Oh,
just
yeah, yeah.
read what happened. Like, there's no reason for you to think any of that.
There, again, no chemistry whatsoever, unfortunately. And then they start feeling so strongly for each other. Like,
For no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Other than they fucked.
oh, yeah, that happened. True. I
Which
forgot.
was also so bad.
Oh, yeah, it
And
was very...
I've read Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Yeah.
Okay? Like,
True.
I'm okay with weird and whatever descriptions of intimacy.
Mhm.
That was so bad.
Oh, it was. I generally, it didn't feel romantic. It didn't feel sexy.
No, it was drier than a desert reading their sexy scenes.
Yes, it didn't give me anything at all, sadly. And yeah, the end was also a bit like, I think they were trying to do like a little bit of a cliffhanger thing because she, I think, gets kidnapped. Or
Well, I
something
think
of
it
the
has
sort.
like 3, 4, 5 parts, whatever, the books.
Yeah, and I was just like,
No, I was like, I'm so glad this is
I'm
done.
not having it.
I only read it for the podcast because Sarah
Yeah.
asked me to.
But I was fair, to be fair, I was really struggling myself towards the end. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this.
Long story short, we didn't like the book.
Yeah. Do you quickly want to go look for some quotes? I already have my phone out for like a second.
Well, I can't because first of all, it's no longer on Kindle Unlimited, so I cannot open it here. And I sent you all the quotes
Okay.
on WhatsApp, but we're recording with my phone.
Terrible.
So I unfortunately cannot, but you could if you look into our WhatsApp channel, because I sent a lot of screenshots with quotes
Yeah.
that were really, really terrible. So one quote I actually thought was pretty great and also very accurate to our real world was, and I quote, Drake was a gorgeous predator.
Go on. I'll give you that joke.
Yeah, I was like, aha. So if we say Diana cannot talk properly and she doesn't know how to sentence, this is a sentence that she says, like, okay, no way, you finally gave Big Dick Rick a chance.
Oh, yeah. It's
With-
because she's sassy and cool and fun.
Mhm, yeah, super sassy and cool. Yeah, someone is talking. They are saying, I understand, I do, and want to explain things because they don't want to make a long story short. They're just talking. And she yells in, boring!
Yes. Those are proper conversations I have all the time. She's just mature, She's grown up.
200-year-olds, by the way.
Yeah.
200. So sometimes she doesn't say long story short. Sometimes she also, and she said that so many times, I also sending like, I think like 500 screenshots of that.
At least.
Yeah. Let's just say.
Oh, yeah. Because it's I think the author went in and is like, long story short, synonyms.
Yeah, exactly. So here, for example, the convenience store we went to yesterday? Well, let's just say a friend of mine who works there gave me a lead on how we can get into Azrael.
Who, by the way, also ended up
Betraying
betraying her. Do you see a pattern yet?
So, overall,
Yes.
what did you rate the book?
I think I gave it 2 stars because it started off fine. It had moments that I thought were good. A couple of fights that were nice, but Jesus Christ. I was really fighting for my life towards the end. I'm like, God, help me out of here.
Yeah, no, 1 star from me. Well, it sucked from the very beginning.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
Well,
I would really like to not read any more of those really, really bad fantasy books from TikTok, please.
I'm trying. No promises.
But good news. Sarah also recommended another fantasy book to me that I absolutely loved, and I devoured the entire series within like 4 days. So
See, I redeemed myself. It's okay.
I loved it. It was so good.
Thank you. I'm very happy to hear it.
But that will be another episode.
Yes. So for now, I think it's time to say goodbye.
Well, let me ask you a question first.
Are you asking me a question this time?
Yes. Who would you like to have dinner with out of this shit show of a book?
Well, actually, well, I'm struggling to find a good person here. Diana had a sister. She seemed nice. No, I want to go to dinner with Big Dick Rick for obvious reasons.
Okay. Well, I want to go to dinner with one of those screaming children from the fun fair.
They seem to be having a good time.
I think they are the only non-super annoying people in that book, and that says a lot.
Fair enough. Well, now you know.
Yeah.
That was our review from the Book of Azrael. Who, by the way, who wrote that?
Someone I don't want to know the name of.
Okay, great. Because usually Tabbi knows every author name ever.
Yeah, but also I've never heard of that book before. I have never heard of that book since.
Really?
Yeah.
It's still been happening for me.
No,
Okay.
it hasn't happened in my internet. Thank God.
Blessed be you.
So no idea. I mean, maybe we should look it up because I accidentally almost read another book from the people who wrote Zodiac Academy. But I was like, Caroline Peckham, that sounds familiar. Maybe I should look up who that was. And then there was like other works, Zodiac Academy. I was like, nope.
Thank you.
I'm staying far away from that.
Love it. Oh, again, that's it for now.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening or watching. You should definitely follow us on TikTok or Instagram. Most content really going out on TikTok and now on YouTube.
Yeah, and then subscribe on Spotify, Amazon Music, or Apple Podcasts.
Yeah. And we're going to see you. You're going to see us later. Bye.